most surprising of the playoff seeds so far. Number four, Clemson, 3.5 point favorites, heading to South Bend, Indiana, to take on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. You can watch this Saturday, NBC, 6:30 p.m. Notre Dame guys, they showed a little gumption last week. I counted them out. I was very much on the is Syracuse good train. Thought that the Orange at home, a house of horrors for a lot of teams, would come out victorious. Instead, Notre Dame stopped the run. There is no passing game in Syracuse, and the offense under Drew Pine looked decent. Now, very different Clemson team coming in as far as star power goes, but statistically, Clemson and Syracuse actually have a lot of similarities. Very solid defense, not a dynamic quarterback running the offense, and an offense that truly runs through a star running back. So, my question to you guys: Clemson takes this show on the road. We don't fully know who the quarterback is going to be. They've had 2 weeks now to digest the Syracuse win, to prepare for the Fighting Irish. My gut would say that it's DJU who will get the start, but maybe there's a quick hook in South Bend. I, I don't know that Notre Dame wins this game, but 3.5, man, that's calling my name. So I think I'm going to go with the Fighting Irish, but I'm very curious to see where you guys land on this.
I'm right there with you, and I'm gonna make Notre Dame my lucky dog of the week for the second week in a row. I called the upset in Syracuse, and quietly, Notre Dame is just starting to look really competent on both sides of the ball. They're not elite, especially not on offense, but they're competent. And I think that combined with a borderline elite defense is going to be a lot of trouble for Clemson, especially if DJU. I think you're right, Mitch. I think DJU will get the start, and I think it will be a quick hook if things go sideways. But that's going to be a defense. We saw it with Garrett Schrader last week. They can cause a lot of problems if you are not hitting your spots, if you're not um, ready to go from the word go. And that's been a problem for DJU his entire career since, ironically, he made his debut in South Bend a couple years ago. So I think the Notre Dame defense is going to cause a lot of problems. I think this quarterback controversy at Clemson, I don't know, of all the coaches to handle that, Dabo's handled that very well in the past. But yeah, I think we do see a torch pass this week, and I don't know that we're quite ready on the Clemson side of the ball to make that happen and make that transition smooth. So with all the unknown, I'm going to take the most known thing in this game, and I think that's the Notre Dame defense.
Yeah, no, Notre Dame, they surprised me last week, and they've slowly been improving over this last part of the season. If you're ignoring the Stanford game, don't look, don't pay attention. Nothing to see behind the curtain.
That was
But,
a weird.
meanwhile,
We'll give them
you've
that
got,
one. We'll give them that
you'll
one.
give them that one. No, but like Clemson, so they're certainly in a great position nationally, obviously getting ranked number four, much to our confusion. But it feels like the program's a little bit shaky after several huge early season wins over teams that now maybe are proving to not be as good as we thought that they were. They have a lot of questions in Clemson right now. Is DJU the answer at quarterback? Is he going to be able to bounce back and look like that guy who he was against Wake and NC State? Or are we going to see Cade back? And are we going to see if he can improve in time for the postseason, right? Get his development, get a few games in so that when they make the playoff, if they can make the playoff, is he going to be the answer for them? Bigger question, if they can't figure that out, is the run game with Will Shipley going to be enough to win the conference without that high level quarterback play, right? Because we're talking about a possible meetup with North Carolina. The Tar Heels can score some points. I don't know that Will Shipley is going to get it done enough to win the conference. Even forget about the playoff for a second. They may not be able to get out of their own conference with the championship if they can't find better quarterback play. There's a lot of questions over there. Is that possible for them? I doubt it, but I think we can keep answering those questions next week after they take care of Notre Dame. I think they're going to go ahead and take care of this game. I'm not really worried about this one. Notre Dame, they've been a little up and down. They've looked better. Not sure that they're where they need to be able to beat Clemson. I think they come out of the bye focused, and I'm going to go ahead and take Clemson minus 3.5 to win this one and push these problems off just another week.
Trey, which would shock you more? That Clemson blows out Notre Dame, or that Notre Dame just plays an A+ ball game and wins by 2 to 3 scores?
Ooh, so who's more likely to blow them out? blow the other team
Yeah.
out. I would say Clemson's more likely to blow Notre Dame out. Like it would legitimately shock me if Notre Dame won by multiple scores. I think the recipe for winning this one is very similar to how Syracuse was trying to play against Clemson a couple weeks ago, where it's very sound on defense, doing just enough on offense. And that almost worked for Syracuse. They were just a couple plays away on offense, but I think that's the formula for Notre Dame, more shortening the game, trying to play keep away a little bit, and playing really, really stout defense. So it would shock me if Notre Dame blew Clemson out, and it wouldn't shock me as much if Clemson came out and fired on all cylinders, because we have seen that from DJU, but we just haven't seen it against a defense as good as Notre Dame, I don't think.
I think if Notre Dame wins and wins big, it's because Clemson turned the football over a couple of times and
Yeah.
gave Notre Dame some short fields,
Turned it over
and that's what.
early, and Notre Dame's just able to kind of run the ball
Yeah,
and run out the clock.
yeah, exactly. It's kind of the Iowa form of success. I think that's what Notre Dame will need to win this week.
Gracious, how about